Hello everyone, good day to you wherever you are. Right now I will be discussing to you the use of the ultimate project monitoring tool. So this tool is great for those who have a level of understanding of Excel but still want to utilize it for project management. So before we start our discussion, let us first set up our file. So you will see here that there is a very limited view and it just focuses on the one that is projected in your Excel. To show your formula bar, the grid lines, and the headings, you just have to tick these check marks. And to hide it, and for you to have a better view of your Excel, you just have to untick the check boxes. The second thing that you wanted to do, since this is a project monitoring tool, is to set up all your project names and your project team members. So to do that, you can just scroll down, and here you will see the developer's note. You can add here the project members and the project names. So for example, you wanted to change this, just type it in and press enter, and it will automatically show on all the drop-down menu involving those which are for the project names and for the project team members. Okay. So the next thing that you wanted to do is to have a quick access on all the tabs that you own in this template. From here, or from the quick access toolbar, we have hyperlink all the tabs, and if you just click on it will immediately transfer you to those tabs. And to go back to the dashboard, just click on the header. So it is the same for all the buttons. Back at your dashboard again. So for the dashboard, as the name implies, this is where you will see all the data that you needed for your projects. So it has the bulletin and the project overview. For the bulletin, you can add here all the announcements of your team or all the things that you needed to highlight, like the needs urgent attention section. You just have to input the posting date and the posted by, or who among the team members included here or included it in the file, and then the details of your concerns. So this is great if you are working as a team, because all your roadblocks or challenges along the process will be immediately addressed. The next section is the project overview. So we have here 4 charts showing the status of your projects. The first chart involves the overall project status based on when it is completed, or if it is an idle project, an ongoing, a terminated, and with delays project. The second chart is the percent completion per project. So as you can see here from our guide, we have a sample of the projects that we could use, and it shows here the percent completion of each. Here in the slicer, you can also see the person whom these projects are assigned to. So if you just wanted to highlight the projects of Alice Garcia, you just click on it and it will automatically show. If you wanted to select multiple personnel, you just have to click on this multi-select button and click everyone that you wanted to show. If you wanted to go back to choosing individual owners, you just have to click on the click filter, and it will show the overall completion. The next chart is the completed versus duration. So just a note, the 3 of these charts are linked directly with the project timeline. So for the completed versus duration, the unit is per days. So the duration of the project versus the days when it is completed. So it shows here that, for example, for project F, you can visually see how far it is away from project completion. The next chart is the percent completion per project task. So for this one, we have broken it down to the specifics or to the tasks per project. So as you can see here, for task A or for every task under project A, you can see the performance of each. And again, if you wanted to focus on just a few, you can just click it in the slicer. all the tasks are already included here. So if you wanted to highlight the tasks under project B, you just have to click on it again or highlight it, and it will automatically show. Now, as I have mentioned, this is directly linked with the project timeline, and this section applies the pivot chart and pivot table. As such, you have to refresh it every time you update your data. To do it, you just have to click on one chart, click on pivot chart analyze ribbon, and then click on refresh. So as of now, it is not updating because we haven't made any changes yet, but I will show you how it works in actual once we have changed one of our entries. So now let's move on to the second tab, the weekly status report. For the weekly status report, you will see here that it is not automatically updated, so you have to input first the week that you wanted to update about. So for an example of this one, we have inputted here August 16 to 20. Again, to change it, you can just click the formula bar and edit it here, or just double click and edit it in this cell. Okay, and press enter. So for this one, the only things that you needed to adjust are the project name column and the details and additional remarks column. So an example of this is project A, and this is already formulated or automated based on our project timeline tab. So as you can see, there is a VLOOKUP formula here, so you really don't need to input any data here. The same is true for the start date and the end date, as well as the present date, days complete. Now for the status, since this is best used when you wanted to update your project leads, project heads, team leaders on the overall projects with some details, this is best used for that. So for example, for project A, you have encountered delays within the week of August 16 to 20. So you just have to change this status and then input the details here, or if you have additional remarks, and you will see here in the dashboard that it will change once you have pressed on refresh. So as you can see here, it already has a bigger share in the chart. So the same is true for other cells. You just have to change the status and hit refresh on the dashboard, and it will compute automatically. If you have more projects to input here, you just have to copy and paste these entries, and you can use it as is. So as you can see, this is not a protected worksheet, so all of the formula will break the same. So let's now proceed to the project timeline. This is the very heart of your project management tool. This is where you will update all your timelines, or you will have a visual representation of where you are in your project. So an example of this, or to start, let's first see the functions of each parts of this template, of this tool. So first, the day-to-day is already presented here automatically, so it is also formulated as you can see from the formula bar. And then we have the activities where you can input the project names, the task name, and the subtask. So this is already pre-installed, and we have allotted here 10 projects, 10 tasks per project, and 5 subtasks per project. So if you need that much of data, this is best for you. But if you don't need a lot, you can just hide this or delete the data, and it will not really affect your dashboard. Now for the project name, this is also a drop-down menu, and as we have mentioned earlier, you just have to set up your dashboard first and inputting your project names and project team members. So it will also automatically use. So you just have to choose from the selection that you've made. The same is true with the assigned name. And then for the start date, you have to manually input this, as well as the date. But for the project variation, workdays complete, things left from today and present the content column, you don't have to input here anything because it will automatically complete from the start date and end date. So that's all you need to change here. Once you have inputted the start and end date here, you will see that the timeline or the gantt chart will also automatically update. For example, we place here that the project start date will be on August 19, 2023. You can see here that it automatically changes the gantt chart. And if we set the end date to a later date, like for example, November 1, you will see that it is not yet the same color as the ones that are completed already. It is lighter blue, which indicates that this is not yet finished. And if you count, you can see that you have 1 day remaining from today. As you can see, this is also highlighted to work on your project. In addition to that, when you count the work days complete, it will also show that it is 8 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this just takes into account all the work days. However, the days left from today also takes into account the weekends. How we can show the weekends? You just have to press on the plus button. So if you don't really need your weekends, you just have to press again the negative sign and it will automatically hide. That function is also applicable for the rest of this tab. Okay. So now for the project duration, it also computes automatically. If you count again, for all the work days, it will show that it is 10 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you can see that the percent accomplished automatically updates, and you will also have a dynamic representation or visualization of your accomplishments. Like for example, in this data bar, it shows that you are 80% accomplished, and it is accompanied by the filling of the bar here in the cell J15. So for the rest of your entries, you will just have to take that in mind and it will automatically update for you. At a glance, you will see immediately all your accomplished tasks in the timelines, or when do you need to finish those tasks. In this section, the column section, we have included here all the dates until December of 2021. So as you can see here, it is already pre-installed for you until December 31, 2022. Again, if you wanted to hide it, you just click on the negative sign and it will automatically hide. Like so. So as mentioned earlier, you have a lot of rows here included based on what we think you will be needing on your project management journey. So what if you don't really need that much? All you have to do is highlight a certain number of rows and then just right click and delete. Be careful, however, because once you deleted it, it will not be reversible anymore. And if you wanted to add more cells or more rows, you really can't do that. So for example, you wanted to copy this one and then insert that above. You will see here, like for example, if we input a new date, it is really not moving along the days left from today and percent accomplished column. See? So just be careful in deleting some of the entries. If you really don't like that, you just have to hide it like this. Or first, you have to delete your entries so that it will not be included in your data. And then you can already hide it. In that way, you can also reuse it if you changed your mind in the future or if you needed more rows in the future. If ever this provision is still not enough for you, we have a note here at the bottom part stating that you could contact us if you wanted more or if you wanted to add more entries in what we have pre-installed for you. In addition, if you scroll further down the project timeline tab, you can see a developer's note here. So this section, this is for your customization. Like for example, you wanted to have or you wanted to see the specifics of each day that you're working on a project. You can also include that. Like for example, we have here actual project start, or there are roadblocks encountered. There are milestones or other activities that happen during the day. you can actually input it on your timeline. So for example, we will have here that this is the actual start date. Or for this day, we have already our milestone. And we have encountered a roadblock on this day. So as you can see, even if you're just looking at it, you will understand what this symbols means. So if you don't need it anymore, just delete it. You will find these on all fields of your project timeline. To change it or to make it your own, again, just like the project names and the project members, you just have to revise it here. Okay? So actually, that's it. That's how simple it is to use our project timeline. It may just be a bit intimidating for you because we are already applying some more complicated formula and some pivot table and pivot charts, but how you use it is very automated. You just have to input a few details and you're already good to go. While developing our project management tool, we have kept in mind the needs of the project members. And as such, this tool is not just great for collaboration between teams. This is also great for individual use. As you can see here, or in our following discussion, you will see the daily task manager, the weekly planner, another weekly planner, the monthly planner, the notes, and the stickies tab. So this is perfect for individual use, or if you just wanted to have your notes or project details in just one place. So let's proceed with the task manager. Again, just like the other tabs, this one is computed based on the date to day. And then the next thing that you will see is the schedule tracker. So for this part, we are employing a bullet journal type of journaling or planning. So again, if you wanted to change this and make it your own, just scroll down and change it in the developer's note section. Now you can just input your activity here and then your time in and your time out. So this is great if you wanted to monitor how productive you are within a day or how much you are spending on a certain project. So you can see or you can control, and then you can adjust accordingly if you think you needed improvement on that area. You don't need to input anything for the total hours column because it will be automatically computed for you. You can also see here a Kanban board. The Kanban board is great for a visual representation of your daily activities. This is great even for collaborations because you will see at a glance what you needed to accomplish or what activities are lagging, what improvements you can make, and so on. So you can just transfer your activities from here to here and see your workflow. The next template that we have is the weekly planner template. So as you can see, there are two templates here. Actually, the only difference for the two is that the weekly planner one makes use of stickers, as you can see here, to move around and to block off your time. While for the weekly planner 2, these cells or these entries are embedded within the cells. So you would just have to type it in the cells and you can already see your schedule. So you have a choice. If you're not comfortable in using those stickers, you can opt to use it instead or opt to use this instead. And if you wanted to have it more like this or with more movement, you can choose to use this instead, to use the weekly planner one instead. So that's the only thing that differs from the two. So to set this up, you just have to change this, and right now this is already September 2021. Again, you can just choose among the drop down menu. Please do not change this entry because this is formulated, and if you change it, these data might get messed up. Input the first date of the week. So for example, today is September 4, so you just have to change it like so, and it will automatically compute for the rest of the week. As you can see here, I'm changing it based on the Mondays of each week, and it will change automatically. The next thing that you wanted to do is to have the top 3 goals for your week, the priority list, so you can see it immediately. For the calendar, this is part of our stickers series, so you can actually change this one. You just have to go to the stickies tab, select the calendar that you're in, and then paste it back in this section. This will serve as your guide since you're working on your weekly schedule here. So as I have mentioned earlier, the same function is true for the weekly planner too. This also features again the bullet journal type of planning, so you can just change it here in the key section on the developer's note section. And lastly, we have the monthly planner. So for the monthly planner, you really don't have to access any online apps for your schedule. And this synergistically with your project management, so you just have to look into this one and you're already on track with your projects. So again, set it up by changing the date or the month when you're in, the monthly goals, the priority list, and for this one, this also features a drag and drop type of sticker, so you can just move or copy and paste everything, and that's just how easy it is. Just place the text within the stickers and you can already see your schedule for the whole month. Also to note, these one you have to input manually. So this is also based on our calendar. You just have to refer there and update it once a month, and you already have a reproducible and reusable monthly planner for your project management. So the next feature that we have is the notes tabs. This is actually a great tool if you wanted or if you have so many ideas within your project that some of it you just place in a sticky note and forget where it was already. So for the notes, at least this area is already centralized and you just have to move your tab just to access all the notes that you have. We have different types of notes here. It could be a brain dump from client meeting, team meeting, reminders, minutes of the meeting, personal, and ideas. So you just have to change that and input everything in the details section. If you have other types of notes that you'd like to add, again, scroll down and just change it in the developer's notes section. So the last tab that we have here is the stickies or the stickers tab. So this features a very simplistic design, which is very suitable for every use. So again, you just have to copy and paste these and you can already use it unlimited number of times. Okay, so that's just how you will use this project management. As you can see, again, almost all of our tabs are unprotected. So this means that you can customize it however you like and based on your preference. If you're wondering why we have chosen this kind of color scheme, it really features a basic design, and since we really aim to offer this to different kinds of people, from students, entrepreneurs, corporate workers, so it is very important that they can also style it based on their personality. So like for example, you'd like it for another or for a different color, you just choose it however you'd like. Even the font style, the font size, you can also change it. You can also remove or resize the charts since this is unprotected. Just please make sure to be careful in the source data or in the links of the formula, and if it was mentioned that the cell or the columns, the data file should not be changed, kindly refrain from doing so. Okay, the only tab that is protected here is the project timeline. As I mentioned earlier, columns I and J have protected formula just to ensure the continuity of the use of the project management. So please refrain from changing this so it will not get messed up. The next thing that we would like to learn is for the conditional formatting, because not everything in this template can be formatted using a regular method. One of the examples for our conditional formatting is the status column. So to do that conditional formatting, you just have to go to the Home ribbon, click on the Conditional Formatting button, Manage Rules, and as you can see, because I have already selected it, it showed immediately the rules. But if it didn't show immediately, you can always choose this worksheet. So from here, all the rules that is applied here in the worksheet is reflected. So for example, you'd like to change the color for with delays. You just have to double click. Again, what I did was double click this one or edit rule, and then custom format, and another window will open with the header format cells. So you already have the full freedom to change it however you'd like. So if you wanted a different font, you can choose from the selection. If you also want to change the border, you can do so here, and also the fill color. So just do it for all the entries, and it will always apply whenever you choose that certain choice in the drop-down menu. Now what if you have chosen to revise the term that we have included here? Like for example, for ongoing, you'd like to term it as in progress. So this is what you'll have to do. Again, at the bottom, you have the developer's note. The first thing that you'd like to have or you'd like to do is to type in your own term. So as our example, this will be in progress. This column F will automatically change since it is just linked with column B. However, as you can see, the values column became empty. This is because this is formulated in such a way that it gives a count of 1 if ever the term ongoing is read. So since this is our original term, this is the one that it is reading. So to change that, just highlight this one and type in also your new term. You will do this 2 times on both the quotation marks. Okay, so this instruction is also written here, as you can see. There. And just enter. And you can see already that it changed the term. It still has no value because we don't have in progress option in the status column. So let's also change that. As you can see, it is also available already. So let's change to. So 2 in progress. And now it's already updated with 2 values. So if you check on the dashboard and you hit refresh, you will see that it will automatically change. So that's just how easy it is to use the conditional formatting and to further customize your project monitoring or project management tool. The same conditional formatting is present with the columns I and J. So as you can see, if you highlight it and you manage the rules, you can also change the colors here. That is also true for this field, the timeline field. Again, conditional formatting. And just scroll down to see this one or the one that has the same color as your timeline, and just change it from here. As you can see, this applies to from the cell K13, so from this cell up to SX632, so up to the end of your project monitoring or project management. So you can see SX and then 632. So it covers everything. So for now, that's all you need to learn to maximize your use of the ultimate project monitoring tool. And if you would still have any more questions or requests, concerns, you can always reach to us so we could assist you further. If you still need more details, you can check out our instructions deck, which is included in your purchase.